Penny McLaughlin is one of America's top real estate agents. She's in the top 1% of real estate agents nationally. Last year, she closed 122 transactions with total sales topping $30 million.
I do business differently than anybody else, and I believe in service to the client. The Nordstrom way, and I continue and take it through just about everything that I do. For instance, we have a moving truck. It's free to anybody who uses, who buys or sells a home through us. It's free to all the charities in town that want to use it. The Rotary auction uses it every year to collect. The churches use it for newspaper drives, the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. What it really is a moving billboard, but it's useful. It doesn't say me, 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 me. It says I'm of service to the community. I operate with a team. I don't believe that, well, let me use an example. When you go to the doctor, your doctor doesn't meet you at the door, give you the application, go take your blood pressure, and then go operate on you. He's a professional. I'm a professional, and the way that I work real estate is I have a team. I have a listing coordinator who assists me with all my listings. I have a closing coordinator who takes care of the closings. I have a personal assistant, and I have 4 buyer's agents. I don't believe a real estate agent can do justice to doing everything from putting the sign in the ground to making the flyer to turning around and selling a piece of property. The best ad rep I ever had, her name was Lisa. And I was doing some telephone training. I had hired somebody to train me in how to do response marketing because I don't like telemarketing. I don't like people calling me at dinner hour, so I wasn't going to be calling other people. If I don't like it, I won't do it. So I hired response marketer to train me, and my ad rep came in and sat with me an hour once a week for 5 weeks. And she knew what response marketing was all about when we were done. And she was the best ad rep I had. I kept her for about 2 months after she was fully trained, and then they promoted her and she went someplace else. But my experience with ad reps is bring me a new idea. Research it. Show me how they're doing it in Pensacola, Florida. Don't just come take my order. Give me something back. Give me something of value. Teach me. Show me something that's worked neat in another part of the country. And that's what Lisa did. Every time she went on vacation, she'd bring back a newspaper and we'd go through and we'd spot things that we liked. Like I said, she was a great ad rep. I choose our advertising medium by at least a 6-month trial and error. And I watch my headlines because if the consumer does not like the headline, they're not going to read on. So everything that I do is headline, headline, headline. My marketing techniques are very different than any other realtor in this area. If everybody's going left, I go right. I learn by going to a national conference, borrowing ideas, if you will, from other successful realtors. If it works in Missoula, Montana, it's going to work here. I just may have to tweak it a little differently. For instance, I advertise with the address in. Every single piece of advertising that I do, whether it be newspaper, homes and land, television, whatever I do, has the address on it. I find that if I give the consumer, the purchaser, what the purchaser wants, which is the price and the address of the property, the seller gets what the seller wants, and that is the house sold. Met an agent from Florida. We were at a national conference together. And Lexus Boland by name, and Lexus had this great, wonderful newspaper thing that was working for her. And it turns out the technical term is a spadia. I call it a newspaper wrap. And my newspaper advertising went from zip to being my best possible source. And I can show you here, demonstrate it for you. It is the newspaper wrap. It wraps right around the second page of the newspaper. And that has turned out to be my best source of advertising. Just as a comparison to standard real estate advertising, which I do every other week because I had to do that in order to get my Spadia. I had 717 calls on regular newspaper. Same period of time, I had 3,886 calls off the Spadia. Like I said, if everybody goes left, I go right. Non-traditional newspaper advertising has been the most successful for me. I track my ads through an interactive voice response system, and what that means is everything goes through this system, so I know the exact number of calls I have on the exact medium that I am using. There's a 4-digit code with each property. Each property has its own code. The first 3 digits are the same. The trailing digit is different for each media source. 1 is a call from the Flyers. 2 is a call from Homes and Land. 3 is a call from my regular newspaper advertising. 4 indicates it's a call from the wrap, the Spadia. So it all indicates the exact number of calls we get and from what source they come from. I don't know how anybody can live without it, but now I know where to put my money. I know to purchase the Spadia because it works.